The first in-person Quad meeting took place last weekend, where the leaders of the US, Japan, India and Australia vowed to pursue and protect a free and open Indo-Pacific. No mention of China in their public remarks. But concerns surrounding the country clearly helped shape those measures. For example, the Quad pledged to work towards a more secure and transparent 5G network coming after years of security concerns surrounding China's telco equipment. They also vowed to promote liberal rules and economic standards across the region, where China has been dialing up its presence, particularly in the South China Sea. How then will China react to these moves from the Quad? It's anybody's guess, but a group of experts and a computer algorithm have a couple of ideas. Ted Kemp, editor at our digital arm, CNBC.com, tells us more. And there's a great piece of copy by Ted and his colleagues just on this. Ted, it's hard to imagine any dissension within the highest ranks of the Chinese leadership, but that's what the model built for this report did turn up. Senior leaders, including within the military, will begin to favour a more conciliatory approach toward the Quad. That's surprising. Walk us through that.
Yeah, indeed, it was surprising, Sri. So, as you said, we turned to game theory to predict the future of the Quad. The game theory model that we based our report on predicted that there will be individuals within the Beijing government who will begin to favor, as you sort of put it, a less confrontational stance toward the Quad countries. And these are people in China's foreign policy leadership, as well as some high-ranking people in the military. Now, the game theory model did not predict that Xi Jinping would be making big concessions to the Quad, at least not any major ones. But just the idea of factions within the Beijing government was controversial among the experts that we talked to, including some of the experts who helped to build the game theory model. And in other words, they helped build the model, and then they said, no, that just doesn't feel right.
So, Ted, Martin, let me quickly jump in. I mean, we were talking about this late last week when we had you on, right? This model has about 90% accuracy, so it's pretty reliable here. What kind of outcomes did it spit out with regards to Taiwan and also with regards to Russia?
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Martin. That's right. The model also examined other countries who have, a stake in the game. So I'll take Russia first. So among some of Russia's foreign policy leaders, and including, by the way, some of the energy industry oligarchs, the model predicted that they will want China to make concessions to the Quad, maybe including in the South China Sea. This, again, is according to the model. However, the model does not see Vladimir Putin going that far. Russia sort of loses focus on the whole Quad issue over the next couple of years, according to the model. Taiwan is interesting because the model predicts that a number of Taiwanese policymakers who start, with a very aggressive stance toward China, actually more aggressive than the Quad, will soften their positions and basically sort of align back with the Quad. But again, there's divergence of opinion within Taiwan's DPP, the ruling party. Some members will continue to take a hard line, including, by the way, Vice President Lai Ching-te.
Ted, I really like the way you approached the geopolitics of this issue, and you stress tested that game theory with experts from the Hoover Institution, etc. What did they have to say about potential divisions within the Chinese leadership?
Well, they had two things to say. First of all, some agreed with the conclusions, but there were others who said, we just don't have enough visibility within Beijing to be able to make accurate predictions, even if we're just loading data into a computer model that is going to compute, these predictions. That was one of the objections that people saw. And then other people said, nah, I just don't see it because Xi Jinping has too much power amassed to himself, and there's no room for factionalism within China. Those were the two main objections. But again, there was a diversity of viewpoints among the experts we talked to.